And I'm going to read them just how they sent it. It seems like the city is looking a gift horse in the mouth. After all the work and planning the Superior J.C. did concerning the location near the Billings Park Civic Center, will the funding for this much needed and wanted park in our city be lost due to opposition of a handful of people against the proposal who objected to the smell and noise, which are both ridiculous reasons? I don't know if they are or not, but I'd like to know your opinion on putting a dog park in Superior, because I know we lost the one that was going to go in, and it's something that we need. Ruth has a nice one, why can't we? So, Kaylee, you're first. See, I'm getting better at it.
Thank you. So I don't own a dog, but I understand that a dog is just like my daughter to some people, and I've thought of some ideas for a dog park. I think it's definitely necessary. Dogs need to get out and play and do the same thing as kids. Finding the right space for a dog park may be difficult. You're never going to satisfy residents, and you're never going to satisfy maybe the dog owners, whatever it may be. I'm really interested in looking at an indoor dog park. I know that I have my visions about an indoor playground for kids and hopefully something else for the older kids as well. But having an indoor dog park, I think that would be a great idea, especially with those littler dogs that get cold in the winter. And it's also inside, and it's not necessarily harming the residents while you're out there.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know that's been an issue, that's come up recently. I know on the council decided that they were looking out at the Billings Park area, but the council decided to move it to out where the new animal shelter is going to be built. And what I like right now, there were the animal shelter, and that was concerned about where they want to put it. Right now, the city's talking about moving it in a totally opposite direction. They're looking at that option. And what I like about the dog park being out there is it's going to give an incentive maybe to people go in and maybe rescue some of those animals that need rescuing. I think they can go hand in hand, and I think that's important. And I think that's the goal of the animal shelter, is to get those pets out there. And maybe this will, some of those pets will go to a great home.
What option is the city looking at?
The option as far as what?
The dog park, you said they're looking at another option.
Well, no, the same area, but right now they're looking at placing it near the highway. And they were concerned about their running area.
The dog, where it is.
Yeah, where it is now, yeah.
They didn't want it there.
Right, they didn't want it there because I know the animal shelter is concerned about it because they run dogs there, apparently dogs that come in that aren't quite been treated fully. But now the city's looking at moving it over the opposite direction.
Out in the same area?
In the same area, yes.
I hope it doesn't take 7 years to get that done.
I hope not either.
So I think a dog park is a wonderful, wonderful idea. And I love the idea of having one here in Superior. I'm a dog lover. I have a little, my dog's name is Mr. Bodiddles. He's just a little guy, and he gets cold, but he likes to play outside. I think inside would be not quite feasible. But so I'd love to see a dog park. But the thing that we have to realize is that just because I love dogs doesn't mean everybody loves dogs. And so we need to be very careful of where we put this thing. If the community surrounding this area doesn't want a dog park there, I think we have to honor that. I'm going to go back to what I said before. We need to listen to the people. We need to understand the people and be in touch with the people. So if they don't want it in their neighborhood, we have to entertain other venues. If that means we lose the funding, that's where, again, good customer service, good relations, public relations comes into play. When we sit down with the funders and say, listen, we have a problem. How can we work through this? How can we come together, just like the train horn thing, to solve this issue? So that's how I would confront that.
Thank you.
I thought it was a shame the way this whole process worked. I thought that the JCs made a very compelling argument for creating a dog park, and I thought they had very strong arguments for locating it where they did. I thought they held public meetings, they contacted neighbors, and they addressed the current concerns both there and at the next city council meeting. I wasn't on the council, I wasn't the mayor, and so I didn't get a vote in it. I can tell you I was convinced. I support a dog park in the community. I would love to partner with a community agency or community club to build the dog park. And so when I'm in office next year, I'm going to reach back out to the J.C.'s and see what we can do to make a dog park in the city of Superior. I also have a dog. He's also a small dog and wouldn't need the whole space, but I know he could use a dog park.
Thank you, Mayor.
When you're in office next year, that means I get to work till the end of December. I applaud the J.C.'s for coming forward on that. It's very well thought out. Most of I have a dog. We have a 12-and-a-half-year-old Bichon rescue him at 10.5. Lord Remington is his name. And we love him. We love dogs. Lois loves cats. I'm allergic to cats. But the fact of the matter is I don't believe a dog park belongs in a residential neighborhood. And that's why I suggested at that council meeting that we move it out to where the new animal shelter is, because there's baseball diamond there, there's picnic areas, there's the Osage Trail and so forth. And I made a mistake. The mistake is not to put it right next to the animal shelter. And I was educated why. Because the many animals that go to the shelter might be diseased, and that runoff might get to the area where dogs would be recreating. So the area that Mike indicated is across the Osage Trail on the other side of the animal shelter, which would not interfere with or be affected by any runoff from perhaps diseased animals. So it's easy, accessible, it's visible. People passing through can say, hey, I let my dog out. People can recreate there, so it doesn't interfere with other opportunities in residential neighborhoods.
Thank you.